She changed the locks the same week I paid off the mortgage. Didn't even look me in the eye when I showed up, just cracked the door and said, "You don't live here anymore. Your sister earned it." That word, earned, cut deeper than any blade, because I was the one who paid off the $110,000 they owed on that roof, not my sister, me, in full, quietly, no fanfare, just a wire transfer, a signed check, and a lifetime of swallowed pride. She stood behind Mom like a shadow, arms crossed, smug tilt to her head, keys to my childhood dangling from her wrist. "You don't contribute emotionally," she said. "You think money fixes everything." I almost laughed, because that's all they'd ever taken from me. I left without a word, no begging, no anger, just silence. But I didn't forget. My mother used to call me her problem solver. When Dad died, I stepped in, paid for the funeral, covered the unpaid hospital bills, moved them into a smaller home when they couldn't keep up with the mortgage. I never asked for anything back, just a little gratitude, a phone call on my birthday, a thank you when I wired the tuition money for my sister, twice. But instead, I became their wallet with a heartbeat. The first crack in the foundation came when I visited for Christmas last year. My old bedroom, gone, converted into a walk-in closet for my sister. My bed, dumped. Childhood photos, packed in boxes in the garage. "You never visit," my mom said, as if absence justified erasure. I smiled through it, bought them both gifts they didn't deserve, then went back to my quiet apartment and didn't speak for days. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It was slow, surgical. They took piece after piece, year after year, until all I had left was a name on the deed. And even that they tried to take. When I paid off the house, I didn't tell them. I wanted it to be a gift, one final act of loyalty. The house had fallen behind, foreclosure notices piling up, my mom too proud to ask, my sister too lazy to lift a finger. So I paid it, quietly. And a week later, I got a text. "We're transferring the deed to your sister's name. It's better this way. You don't belong here anymore." I didn't respond, didn't argue, didn't rage. I just called my lawyer. The thing about paying off someone's debt is, if you do it right, you gain leverage, especially if the deed is still in your name, which legally it was. They assumed I'd give it up out of guilt, but guilt was a currency I stopped spending. We filed the lien first, quietly, no announcement, just a shadow creeping through their earned paradise. Then came the foreclosure notice, followed by the cease and desist for illegal occupancy. It hit them like a wave, court letters, frozen accounts, phone calls they didn't understand. They called me 3 times. I didn't answer. Not until the day I showed up with 2 uniformed officers and a locksmith. My sister screamed the moment she saw me on the front lawn. "You can't do this!" she shouted. I said nothing. My mother came outside in tears, real ones this time, not the manipulative kind, real panic. "You're destroying this family," she sobbed. I looked at her, not with hate, not even anger, just clarity. You already did. The locks turned. They stood outside with trash bags full of clothes and egos. Neighbors watched from behind curtains. My sister hissed something under her breath, a slur, a curse, maybe just her own shame boiling over. I didn't react, just turned, got in my car, and left them there. I sold the house 2 months later, flipped it for a profit, took the proceeds and donated a third to the community shelter my father once supported. The rest went into a trust, not for them, for me. They still text sometimes. First came the fury, "You heartless bastard." Then the guilt, "You abandoned your family." And finally, desperation, "We're sorry, can we talk?" But I don't reply, because I've already said everything I needed to say, in silence, in locked doors, in a clean break. See, revenge doesn't always come with fire and screaming. Sometimes it comes with paperwork, signatures, and restraint. Sometimes the best way to say, "I'm done," is to be done. They made me the bank. I became the ledger. And now, the account is closed.